Izan ginalako garela dino Euskal esamolde zarrak. Zer izan ginen, noiz izan ginen, ez dakigu. Ez dakigu gure hizkuntza nondik datorren. Beste hainbat hizkuntzarekin nahastu da. 25.000 urte eta itsaso hau zeharkatu izan dutena guze zarrek. Gure hizkuntza gaur duguna. Gure hizkuntza hau da gure aberria, azken batean.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
The Basque Country is an autonomous region, a place, a culture, where the Basque language is spoken. Strictly speaking, it's an area straddling Spain and France at the western end of the Pyrenees. They've been speaking Basque here long before the first Roman arrived in 65 BC. It is a very old language. How old, like the question of how far back their history goes and where it begins, is not known. The best answer anyone can give you is long, long ago. What did this coastline look like back in the 17th century?
So different, right?
So different.
There's more landscape now. The sea went farther into the land.
Maybe some houses like 3 or 4 there, but the other one wasn't there. The church there wasn't there. That was a small church, maybe. In that mountain, houses watching to the sea was impossible.
All the traditional houses were pointed inland.
Yeah. Before the Industrial Revolution, with no heating systems at home,
Right, the wind would come in.
You couldn't
and
afford watching into the sea because the wind and the humidity make it impossible to maintain that kind of living. So every house that has windows to the sea, it means it's not so old.
Edorta Jimenez and his daughter Irati are both acclaimed authors and proud Basque, and they know as much about their history as can be known. Sea barnacles, or percebes, are much loved here. Steamed briefly with a little salt. Simple, like much of Basque cooking.
Vale.
It's delicious. It's very, very good. I love these.
And thank you for coming.
How long do you think the Basque people lived in this community? Or does anybody know?
25,000 years.
25,000.
Yeah, we are living here.
So you're talking like Cro-Magnon,
Yes.
all the way back.
All the way back.
And the language? From here?
Really don't know. It is the only language in Europe that we know of that doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the languages, that doesn't come from the same place.
And the Basque genetic signature is also seemingly unique. I mean, nobody's finding any relatives in anywhere.
They did this research with people's DNA from this area.
Yeah.
And the conclusion was it's the same people that was living here 25,000 years ago.
So do you believe that? The Basque have always been here, that the language has been influenced by nobody else?
And the mystery, Anthony, is that we are in the way.
Yeah.
In the Iberian Peninsula, you have two natural ways, two natural paths. One is in the Mediterranean side and the other one is in the Atlantic side. And we are in the way from the north to the south.
Well, good.
Across this country.
Good negotiators. Good fighters, good negotiators.
Good know.
You could make the argument that there is no better place to eat in Europe than the city of San Sebastian. There are more Michelin-starred restaurants per capita here than anywhere on Earth. But even the everyday joints are superb. The love of food, the insistence on the very best ingredients is fundamental to the culture and to life here. And it's beautiful. Did I say that? It's a beautiful city.
Es indudable también que yo soy vasco. Y entonces aquí hay una especie de atmósfera gastronómica. Nosotros somos profetas en nuestra tierra. Y además la gente te habla de cocina, vayas a donde vayas. Todo lo solucionamos cocinando. Porque tenemos una especie de fanatismo hacia la cocina. Bueno, no sé. Yo creo que también es otra de las cosas por las cuales yo lo llevo tan adentro, tan en el corazón, ¿no? O en el alma. Pero sí es indudable que el ser vasco para mí es muy importante.
You know exactly where to go, no?
If I'm lost, I'm only lost for 2 minutes. I always find my way.
You find it.
Oh, here he is.
¿Qué tal?
Juan-Marie Arzak has been, since I first met him, and his amazing and accomplished daughter Elena, my mentor and friend, steadfast and loyal in every way a person can be. Father and daughter are two of the greatest chefs in the world.
Bueno.
¿Qué tal? Bien. You are happy.
Very. Très content. Yes. I love it here. Osasuna?
Osasuna.
These are what you call pinchos around here, not tapas. These incredible batteries of delicious, delicious things, generally located near one another so you can easily and very pleasurably go out for what's called a poteo, a bar crawl, grazing for the specialties of each place.
Buenas. Aquí estamos. Muy buenas. I would like to start with a little bit of beer. What do you think?
Yeah.
Not too much because we are going to other place, Welcome.
Thank you.
Gabriela?
Gabriella Ranelli has worked closely with both Arzaks for years and is considered a leading authority on the Basque culinary scene.
You have to move from place to place because the important thing is you have different atmospheres, you have different flavor profiles. People here really like the classics. You know, people go after exactly what they're looking for.
Fried quail egg, blood sausage, and peppers.
This is like a whole breakfast on a piece of bread.
Wait a minute. What's that?
Sea urchin, you want to try some?
Sea urchin with onion and kava.
You are good in eating pinchos, But it's so difficult to stop, no?
Yeah.
Walking anywhere in San Sebastian with Juan-Marie Arzak is like walking through Chicago with Michael Jordan or Washington, D.C. with George Washington. He's the godfather, universally beloved and respected.
You're like Elvis.
Come on, that one.
Like Elvis Presley, huh? Why do the Basque, unique among their neighbors, obsessively insist on such high-quality ingredients for everything?
Siempre las temporadas, las sesiones, o sea, siempre el producto de aquí.
People have a passion for food here.
Why here?
No se sabe. I don't know.
It's always been this way.
Until about 80 years ago, there wasn't a lot of this stuff written down.
No había libros escritos en euskera, nada. Todo era de voz a oído.
Right in here.
Okay. Yeah, I figured we're not walking by here.
Ganbara, my favorite place. I come here every time like a heat-seeking missile.
This is where you'll find Walmart on every Sunday.
This is the first place anyone ever brought me in San Sebastian, yes. Iberico ham with mushrooms are amazing. Crab tartlets, extraordinary. Oh, man. But this, the house specialty, what they're most famous for, is the be-all and end-all for me. Seared wild mushrooms and foie gras with a raw egg yolk gently draped over the top to sizzle and commingle with the hot fungi.
This plate, what can you do to make it better?
No, it's
Leave
impossible.
like that.
It's perfect. There's no improving this dish.
No. Now, nobody talks, only we eat.
Right,
eh?
total silence.
We are in the Basque country, in a place called Pasaya, near San Sebastian. This was the main Basque port in the Middle Age. The Basque ships in different times, they were the top of the maritime technology. And because of that, they could face the big challenge of the ocean. This is a very old tradition. You see, we have a very old language, we have a very old culture, and that culture has been always looking at the sea.
According to my Basque friends, the Basque discovered America and didn't tell anyone.
That's right.
And who would they tell anyone?
Well, they didn't want to attract the attention of other fishermen. That's the reason. So, you see, the maritime official history is being written by kings that wanted to claim something, you know, like, okay, this is mine. This is mine. I want everybody to know that. Fishermen, they did the opposite thing. So that's why nowadays archaeologists are finding evidences of our past, and that's very important for us.
Xavier Agote is a shipwright and founder of the Basque Maritime Heritage Museum, where he works to preserve and promote the proud history of Basque exploration of the sea.
When I was a kid, I used to go to San Sebastian port and start fishing there. I remember the fishing boats coming in and out every day, wooden boats, fantastic. When I grew older, I witnessed how all the traditional wooden boats that I love so much were being replaced by fiberglass boats. So when I was 18, I decided to become a boat builder. So for me, it was one of the most enriching experiences of my life. We created Albaola like 20 years ago because nobody knew about the Basque and the relationship with the sea. And at the moment, we are building a dream of my life coming true, which is a 16th century Basque whaling galleon. My hope is that through this project, the Basque people will know more about our maritime history. They will be proud of their ancestors. We decided to build this ship. I mean, nobody asked us.
This used to be the center of the world for boat building. Bad times for the Spanish Navy was good times for the Basque, because if a lot of ships are sinking, that means more work here.
The Basque were the first whalers, industrial whalers, in a time in which the Basque were the only people hunting whales industrially.
How many guys?
In a classic rowing boat, 7 people.
Okay, 7 people, guy out on front, the strongest guy with a harpoon.
That's right.
Whole lot of rope.
200 meters rope.
How big is the boat?
8 meters.
8 meters. If the ropes get too wet, you sink. If you fall overboard, you die.
You die.
If the boat capsizes,
everybody dies.
Right.
You have to tow that whale to the land, rowing. A 60-ton whale.
60 tons.
60 tons, metric. You know, it's like big.
So what happens if everything goes well?
Well, you become very rich.
This place is the famous Elcano in the seaside village of Getaria, a place known and loved by chefs all over the world for what they call their Paleolithic cooking, the straight-up application of fire and a very few ingredients to make, well, magic of a kind. Rock prawn. The head and body are cooked separately. The body is served nearly raw, what they call semi-ceviche, while the heads are grilled.
Oh,
That's nice. This is gonna be good.
that's very nice.
Squid served the Paleo way, grilled with an onion green pepper sauce.
Wow, look at this.
Excellent.
Look at that, he puts the tentacles
yeah.
inside, nice.
And cocochas, about as bone-deep, old-school, fundamentally Basque an ingredient or a passion as there is. The jowls are chins of hake, cooked pil-pil style in olive oil and swirled constantly to emulsify the oil with the fish's natural gelatin.
What we like is the quality of the product. We like to have everything alive in our mouth.
Oh, these are the cocochas?
Yeah, but this
Beautiful.
is good food.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to talk about cod, because the Basque are not getting to America or Newfoundland without salt fish, right? If you didn't have protein that lasted, you could not project, you could not explore, and you could not project military power.
Absolutely. In the early times, something we know is that the Basques were the only ones drying the cod. Sea salt, we lack of it. And so we were forced to dry it. And dry cod, you could preserve it for years.
But it's this dish that brings passionate eaters to Elcano from all across the world. The turbo, grilled,
Look at that. That is beautiful.
perfectly over coals, and then portioned out expertly by owner Aitor Aregi, so as to highlight each and every unique bit and its special characteristics.
You see all the white points?
Yeah.
This is the protein of the fish. And if it's good eat, we can make it like a mouchon.
The light gelatinous skin with soft and slightly caramelized flesh.
Wow.
The fat, unctuous belly.
He's finding every single secret of the fish.
The bones, tiny scraps of the sweetest meat clinging to them.
Thank you.
Crunchy, gelatinous.
One dish, a mosaic of many distinct flavors and textures, all of them epically delicious.
It was like an anatomy lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Es que esta casa a mí me relaja. Y no solamente me relaja, sino es donde mejor estoy del mundo, en mi casa, que le llamo a esta mi casa, porque yo nací aquí. Yo soy la tercera generación de mi familia en esta casa, que la hizo mi abuelo. Y luego está mi hija, que es la cuarta generación. Y hay que darse cuenta que para mí estos muros son muy gordos, los de esta casa, muy gordos, muy gordos, muy gordos. Y además creo que los espíritus de la familia están ahí dentro y me transmiten tranquilidad, me transmiten estar bien, me transmiten, no sé, pues instintos. Yo me divierto muchísimo y para mí además la creatividad para mí es imprescindible para poder seguir adelante en mi vida, porque si tuviese que no tuviese el restaurante, no sé qué sería de mí.
How old is the restaurant?
Since 1897.
1897, starting with great-grandparents.
I feel at home at this table. It is not my first time here by a long shot. I am among friends who feel now like family.
Yo vivía aquí en una habitación que daba a un comedor y que, bueno, pues aquí, porque mi madre hacía muchos pequeños banquetes, todo muy popular, ¿eh? Por porque mi padre se murió cuando yo tenía 8 años. Y soy hijo único. Fui muy mimado por todas las camareras. Entonces yo primero hice, bueno, ayudaba a mi madre y luego ya pues hice un año de arquitectura en Madrid. Había un amigo allí que estaba en la escuela de hostelería y me dijo que era muy sencillo porque eran 3 años. Que los fines de semana podías ir a hacer extras de cocinero por ahí por el mundo, pues viendo. Empecé con Bocuse, Troagro, Chapelle.
So how many years in the restaurant business?
Ahora tienes 74, ¿no?
74, con 23 años ya me quedé aquí. Bueno, estuve con mi madre. Mi madre me dejó el restaurante en herencia porque era hijo único y además me dejó dinerito. Yo he tenido mucha suerte.
In 1976, 12 Basque chefs, under the influence of the recently emerged Nouvelle Cuisine movement in France, formed what later became known as the Gang of 12, committing themselves to both modernizing and protecting the culinary traditions of their culture. Juan-Marie Arzac was at the forefront of that effort. His daughter, Elena, continues to honor both that commitment and that responsibility. The food is innovative, wildly creative, forward-thinking, but always, always Basque. Marinated prawns on lemongrass and mint with beetroot and crunchy krill.
For us, it's the essence of the sea.
Oh, man.
Roast pigeon with mastic and potato.
And this pigeon is really very tender, you will see.
I love it.
Hay dos cosas importantes en nuestra cocina. La materia prima, que siempre es local, y luego los ingredientes.
Grilled hake jowls with teff seeds and fresh almonds, served in a bamboo leaf.
La materia prima ya te digo que es de aquí, pero los ingredientes pueden ser de todo el mundo. Tienen que gustar a nuestra cultura.
Grilled monkfish with a pecan paste and hieroglyphics of pumpkin and sweet pea.
Was it always like this? I mean, his mother, his grandmother, was it always a menu that changed every day? What did you have to have on the menu?
Por la cocina tradicional.
Por ejemplo, ¿qué plato?
Gambas de Huelva, luego merluza al horno, y luego luego dar solomillo o pollo. Porque lo bueno que tiene la cocina vasca, es que es muy general de gusto.
White tuna with green melon and a jackfruit sauce.
Yo tengo el paladar de la cocina de aquí. Con eso puedo hacer, pues no sé, puedo hacer todo lo moderno que quieras, creatividad, pero siempre con nuestro gusto. Entonces, porque hay que tener en cuenta, y ahora cuando hacemos los platos nuevos, que hacemos unos 50 al año, siempre tenemos que tener en cuenta ese paladar.
Squid with walnut ginger paste, psyllium sauce, and black tomato.
So you ever going to take off the chef jacket? What is his plan?
¿Qué es tu plan para más tarde?
Yo nada, yo San Sebastián.
I knew he was going to say this.
Y morirme en esta mesa.
He would like to die at this table.
I like.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Pronto no. No, hoy no.
Si yo es donde mejor estoy, aquí, en el restaurante.
I first came here in, I think, 2001, 15 years ago. You know, my father died very young. But look, I'd like him to know that since the first time I came here, I feel like he's looked after me like a father. He's been a loyal and good friend and a supporter, and I want him to know I appreciate it.
Quiere que sepas que desde 2001, cuando vino la primera vez, tú le has cuidado como un padre.
Como si fuese su padre, yo. Como si yo fuese su padre.
I mean, he's only 14 years older than me, but...
Solo le llevas 14 años, pero...
Not too much, eh?
No, could be my older brother.
El hermano mayor.
Yes, this.
Better.
It's better. I am the big brother.
Yes, big brother.
No, the father is okay.
But thank you
Thank you. Venga.
for everything. It seems sometimes, maybe even all the time, like you can wander into just anywhere in San Sebastian and find fantastic things to eat. Casa Urola in the old town does not outwardly look like a place where you're going to find this. Seared mushrooms with egg yolk and pine nuts. Potato sauce?
Yes, and duck sauce.
Beautiful. Wow, look at that. Grilled tuna with marmitaco sauce, a reference to a classic fisherman's stew. Peas and a consommé of Iberico ham. Oh, pretty. The food is so good in this town. I mean, it's really outrageous.
Yes.
I mean, you walk by this place, you don't expect this. Olats Gonzalez Abrisqueta is a professor of social anthropology and a documentary filmmaker. Whoa, look at that.
It's the squeeze with white bean cream.
Wow. I know that this is the end of squid season.
Yeah.
Everybody says this. I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
The Basque obsession or insistence on really, really good ingredients. The fish has to be in season. It has to be incredibly fresh. It always has to be the best of everything.
I mean, the Basque are very obsessive with qualities. For example, as you know, I did a thesis in the Basque pelota.
Pelota, if you didn't know, is the most popular sport in Basque culture. Its origins go back to the Middle Ages. The Basque are as obsessive about this pastime as they are about food.
Most of male conversation in Basque country are about things and about qualities of things. And they pass days and days in bouncing the balls for the match. And they need to know which one is the best for the match and how it behaves. So the obsession, and I think a male obsession with quality, is also something which happens in the sport, just like with the food.
Basque language and culture exists on both sides of a border. Unsurprising, as they predate both countries. This may be France, but it's still Pays Basque.
Here we're in the French Basque Country. The Basque Country is divided by a frontier, but we're talking about the same culture in the French Basque Country and the Spanish Basque Country.
Is there a difference between the French and the Spanish side?
Well, on the Spanish side, it was the dictator of Franco, and there it was forbidden to speak in Basque. On the French side, it's true that there was a little less pressure about talking Basque, but because there are a lot of people who are coming from Paris, from big towns for retirement, we're losing the Basque language.
Do we drink Spanish wine? Do we drink French wine? We drink French wine.
French wine.
Okay, good.
We're in the town of Ahetz at La Ferme Ostalapia. Mireille Gert was born in Spanish Basque country, but raised in France.
We've got a very good quality of life here. The sea, the mountain, the sun.
And the food.
And the food.
Things are different here. The relationship between Basque and French cultures has always been more graceful and less contentious, and you can see it and feel it and taste it at the table. Ventrèche de thon, or tuna belly with tomato carpaccio. Pigeon, roasted and then flambéed, served with a terrine or pâté of the same bird.
On this side of the border, are the chefs as creative or more traditional?
They're more influenced by the French cuisine, which is more complex. On the other side, we simplify. Here, it's a little bit more complex.
food so good?
Because we like eating. That's the main point. Why are we going to use things which are in the freezer? You're going to try to do it always fresh, very simple, but with very good things. I would say that's what describes the Basque cook. It's really simple, but fresh.
Sozietateak garrantzi handia daka kulturan, azkenean kulturaren parte da. Restaurante baten antzekoa. Hemen jendea lagunak biltzen gera, nahi degunean, adiskide artean. Eta kanpoko jendeari bai atentzioa deitzen dio, sozietate ezberdinak daude. Eta nik oraintekan gogoratzen da nire aitona nola 80 urte baino gehiagokin etortzen zan onera. Eta lagunekin ardo botila bat ireki eta txorizo pixkatekin, bereekin hitz batzuk egin eta disfrutatu momentu horretaz. Guztiak lagunak era, hemen, gaude ekonomi aldetikan eta politika aldetikan, maila desberdinetako jendea eta guztiak hemen berdinak gara. Bai txiroena eta bai azkenean aberatsena berdinak gara, pertsonak gara eta hortan hori da hemengo funtsa.
There is no better city for food than this one. You know, look, it's going to be a problem because you're going to have like millions and millions of tourists coming here to eat, you know, every year more.
I think now we are being discovered, not only by foreigners, by Spanish people.
Yeah. This is what I heard.
The only people from Spain that came here all the time were people from Barcelona.
Catalonia, of course.
Catalonia, absolutely. And some people from Madrid, some people.
So-called bro food, in fact, predates the advent of the Kobe slider or donkey sauce, and probably even the high five. Chocos are private and historically all-male gastronomical societies, though that gender rule has changed with the times. It is still strictly Basque and strictly members only.
So, was everybody born here? You're from San Sebastian?
San Sebastian.
Well, everybody.
We are very lucky that we are just here, surrounded by the sea, the mountains, the green mountains. So, in just 1 hour distance, you have any kind of fresh product.
We consider food as a part of our culture. I mean, the importance it has in our daily life. I mean,
yeah, this is the best example right
it.
here.
Yeah. There's one thing that my dad always says: we may not have money to go on holidays or to buy a new car or even to buy new shoes, but food is so important.
So important.
Who cooks rotates between members. Tonight, it's Pablo. The menu: diced raw tuna, grilled prawns with green sauce.
You notice that we don't like herbs or spices at all.
Nothing. We don't.
So the most we use parsley and then
garlic.
Of course, garlic, onion all the way.
Yeah.
Because people have the idea if you add many spices and herbs to something that you're cooking here, you might be suspicious about maybe it's not so fresh.
Not fresh. Yeah.
You want to take this food and put in another country, maybe Moscow, maybe New York. It's impossible to cook in this way, and people don't understand.
Someone I was talking to yesterday had a theory. She said the men talk about the difference between things. The difference between this bicycle and that bicycle. The difference between this bicyclist and that bicyclist. And that this is an innate part of the Basque culture.
I don't think it's exclusively from here. I think this is something that comes from Franco years.
Where's Franco buried, by the way?
Oh, in Madrid. Valle de los Caídos.
In el Valle de los Caídos.
Big gravestone, or they just sort of roll them into a ditch?
It's a huge place.
If you were, I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you were to visit Franco's grave, unzip and take a piss on it, would you be arrested?
Yeah. No, you would be in the news all around the world.
Would that make you popular or unpopular?
Popular.
Popular, yeah.
For the main, fried hake cooked with chicoli and steamed clams.
So what's the best thing about this city for you? I mean, you've lived here your whole lives.
Having so many things so near. I mean, I have friends near, I have all the coast near, I have the mountains near, I have very, very good gastronomy.
It's the way of life.
And it's a way of life.
It's the way of life. You are able to keep the very same group of
You can
friends
sit here.
till you are old.
You can sit
Because, yes, that table.
And they're in 40s, and I'm sure they know each other from they are 10 or 5 years old. And they keep on coming here every week and have dinner here every week.
Here. Ipar Amerikako lehen oinarria Euskal arrantzaleek zuten ezarria Gure hizkuntzak ere nundu jatorria Igual itxasondotik gorantzi gorria Itxasoa bezala da Euskal Herria Beti da zarra eta beti da berria
This place, deep in the Etchondo Valley, about an hour outside of San Sebastian, is Etchabari, one of the greatest, most iconoclastic, and most loved by chefs restaurants in the world. It is in every way extraordinary.
Sometimes with chefs, we sit around and we play this game. If you had to die at one restaurant, you know, what would your last meal, what restaurant would you like your last meal at? And they were coming up with restaurants, and I said, well, what about Etchabari?
Etchabari.
And they all changed their answer. They said, oh, no, you're right, that place. It's so perfect.
My lunch companion is my old friend, Virginia Irizar. With her father, she runs the Escuela de Cocina Luis Irizar, her father being Luis Irizar, of the original group of 12, and the man who first showed me, well, everything in San Sebastian.
Your dad's first job, I hear, was at the Maria Cristina. Is that true? He started there?
16 years old. His first duty was to keep the white wine ice cold for the chef. Otherwise, they were in trouble.
It's understandable. So what did they do that was different?
They did try to modernize Basque traditional food, make it less heavy, less greasy, that sort of thing.
And this man, Victor Arganzones, is a legend. He is a master of what looks austere and simple, but is in fact, in an almost Japanese way, fetishistically perfectionist in his treatment of local ingredients. Victor cooks everything himself, from his own charcoal, made from wood he cuts himself. Chorizo, which he makes from Iberian pork loin, served over a tiny little grill, still smoking and infusing it with scent and flavor.
Well, it was...
Oh, so good.
Grilled razor clams.
So good, so simple.
Beluga caviar, however improbably it sounds, grilled and heaped over almond paste.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this. I want to make other people feel bad about what they're eating.
Grilled gambas, perfectly cooked prawns.
It's huge.
Yeah.
This is, wow.
Line-caught squid, grilled and served in its own ink.
Beautiful. It's very nice.
And the most delicious King Hell Galician beef chop, grilled, perfectly rested, and ready.
Ooh, look at that. Why are the ingredients so good? I mean, the basic ingredients are always super high quality everywhere. Where does this come from?
I think it's just that we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's as simple as that. Claro, para mí todo ha sido fácil y todo ha sido bonito, que es lo más importante. Yo siempre suelo pensar que hay que estar, claro, si no tienes creatividad, estás como muerto. Hay que pensar como un niño. El día que no pienses, tú vas a una plaza y ves ahí a los niños todos los días, o sea, siempre hacen cosas distintas y siempre están contentos. Y yo, bueno, a mí lo que me gusta es estar siempre ahí, como los niños. Como un niño, que el niño no tiene fronteras. Y no hay que tener fronteras. No, yo no sé si esto es difícil o no, pero para mí, desde luego, no.
Everything changes. Nothing changes at all.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder.
Drinking at 4:30 in the afternoon. It's the perfect time. The light is just right. It's important. Also, it's not too crowded. It's quiet. Man can have a drink, a pint in a dignified fashion, free of care.
Ice on.
No, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
So you're on holiday?
Sort of.
It's your first time in Glasgow?
No, I've been a number of times before. I haven't been in this pub before, though. Oldest in...
1510 was the building.
1510. Amazing.
From my very first time, it was Glasgow. My favorite city in Scotland, one of my favorite cities on earth. I was going to say one of my favorite cities in Europe, but is Glasgow Europe? I don't think so. It feels somehow older than that. To many outsiders, Glasgow is seen as a hard-scrabble, even fearsome place. A place that history has moved on from. But there is definitely a sense here that something different is around the corner.
What will be one of the most important events in Scottish and British history. More than 4 million people will decide whether Scotland should stay in the UK or become an independent country.
Will Scotland stay or will it leave the Union?
Scottish independence could mark the beginning of the end of the UK as we know it.
But in the end, 55% of Scots voted to stay in the Union. That left almost half the population still hungry for independence. And with 73.5% of teenagers voting yes, England had its undies very much in a bunch over the possibility of an unraveling of the Union with Scotland. It's an idea that is overwhelmingly popular in this city above all others.
Glasgow's a gutsy city. I'm told there's going to be big changes, a different outlook, regeneration, but I still hear the cries of yesterday.
Why does the possibility of independence have such a powerful hold on Glasgow? The past. Glasgow has long endured, among other things, a reputation for being the most violent area in the UK. It's a familiar cycle, analogous in many ways to what we see elsewhere. Hard times, disappearing manufacturing base, unemployment, a general sense of apathy that the government can't or won't fix what's broken. That in the corridors of power in London, in Edinburgh, they just don't give a shit about Glasgow. Especially Glasgow's east side. Like a lot of cities, like most cities in fact, Glasgow is divided. The River Clyde divides the north and south sides, but the bigger, more tangible divide is between east and west. The west, things are expected to be, well, nice. Nice cars, nice families, all the nice stuff that affluence supposedly brings. East side, that's where you grow up hard, where things are rougher, where you've got, according to popular legend, to fight to live every day.
In Scotland, if you're a young boy in Scotland and you're 9 or 10 and you're coming home from school and a big guy beats you up and you run home to your mum crying, you know what she'll do? She'll give you a cuddle and then she'll tell you to get back out there and get him. Don't let anybody ever do that to you. And if you need to get a stick, get a stick. If you need a brick, get a brick. Don't let anybody do it to you. That's what we do. And it makes us dangerous enemies, or resourceful enemies, but it also makes us very loyal allies.
Detective John Carnishan, 38 years on the job, much of it as murder police on the east side. He's seen it all. Confronted with violent hooliganism, the traditional approach has always been to get out there and bust some heads, make some stats, put up some numbers, lock up some perpetrators. But after decades of dealing with generation after generation of violence, much of it gang-related, he took an unusual and controversial new tactic. Along with a colleague, John established a special unit within the Strathclyde Police called the Violence Reduction Unit, and focused their efforts on the social problems that he felt led directly to violent crime. His peers, unsurprisingly, were dubious. But as of 2014, Scotland is at a 40-year low in violent crime. Retired from the force, Carnishan now advises law enforcement around the world. When in town, though, he likes to come here. Typical Scottish fare, Mother India. For a lamb curry simmered in spicy tomato gravy, served with traditional Scottish naan bread.
I knew Glasgow was traditionally a tough town. I've always seen Glasgow as a warm, welcoming place. It's always been one of my favorite places in this part of the world to visit. So do you think the town's reputation is deserved, or is this a...
No. I mean, in terms of the level of violence, The facts are the facts. That's there. But statistically, if you don't live or come from Glasgow, your chances of being a victim of a violent attack in Glasgow is something like 0.000.
I've never, ever felt, and I've done a fair amount of stupid behavior here, a fair amount of drinking, a fair amount of putting myself in the sort of, situations that they advise visitors to a new town to not do. Right? I've never, ever felt uncomfortable here. On the other hand, I could be wrong in that after a few drinks, I notice that I don't understand anyone. So they could be making various threats of violence to me at the bar, and I could just be smiling and nodding.
Indian food is, of course, huge here, as it is everywhere in the UK. You could venture a guess that it's the cold, damp, and often dreary weather that causes the heart to yearn for spicy food from hotter climates. But it's more likely it began with the trade routes established by the East India Company in the 17th century and returning sailors, and that whole take over India thing. All I can say is pass the Rogan Josh.
So, how do you reduce violence? I mean, traditionally, we just need more police. Get out there, crack some skulls, throw some more people in jail, and problem solved.
Yep.
I'd say a good number of Americans probably still believe that very much. We're very fond of throwing people in prison. To suggest otherwise would be seen as coddling criminals.
Absolutely, and it was the same here. We weren't making a blind bit of difference to the levels of violence. We started to think about it in an entirely different way. Violence is a public health issue. We all have the capacity for violence. People learn how not to be violent. And that's why early years is important, because things that happen then will affect their whole life course about how they make decisions about themselves and how they judge risk. No matter how good the police service is, it will just contain and manage the problem. It won't make it better.
First of all, it's not what I'd expect to hear from somebody who spent about 38 years with murder police, presumably busting heads and arresting people, that we should hug these little bastards.
Yeah,
more,
absolutely. Yeah.
That we should make them feel like they're worth something. I mean, I get it. I believe it, absolutely. But everything you've been saying is no way to run for office in my country.
You shouldn't. But I mean, if you say, look, this is going to take a generation, they go, oh, politicians don't know about generations.
Yeah,
they don't think the next election, for goodness sake.
They're worried about the newscast on Monday at 6 o'clock.
The headlines, yep, absolutely. The truth is, we don't have it licked here either, Tony. We don't have it sorted here. But we're on a journey.
So what's going right here? Come on, let's face it, this is one of the most awesome cities anywhere.
People. That's how it's going. Individuals starting to get together and say, look, this is shit, we can't keep doing this. Let's try something different.
Look, I don't want to give you the impression that Glasgow is an impoverished wasteland filled with violent hooligans and gang members. An impression shared by many candy-ass Europeans for sure, and a reputation that many Glaswegians are only too happy to perpetuate. Let's face it, Detroit or New Orleans, most American cities make this town look like Club Med by comparison. Glasgow remains the region's no-bullshit zone. What I find most endearing in this town is that if you're a native, you're probably an expert at taking the piss. A high-level style of ball-busting that approaches an art form around here.
Well, it's good to be back at work again, isn't it? You don't call that work, you're a glove and you're a gun and you're a goggle.
No one excels more at deflating the pompous, making fun of self-importance, turning even the darkest tragedy in a comedy than the Glaswegian.
It's about life, isn't it?
That's if you can understand the bastards.
Super Mario Conti. He never does.
This can be a challenge, particularly after a few pints of heavy or a couple of bottles of Buckfast. Glasgow has a reputation as a hard-drinking, two-fisted town.
Yeah.
I've always found it to be this funny, very funny town. I mean, just everybody's a natural born
Very
comic.
dark humor. If you say in America, my father's died, people immediately are so sympathetic. In Glasgow, if you say, my father's died, Glaswegians say, what size was his shoes? We have that.
Janie Godley grew up in the East End, married into an organized crime dynasty, worked as a bartender, became a very famous playwright, author, and stand-up comedian. I thought I'd meet her here at Rogano's, a very old-school institution.
Thank you.
Janie's working some goat cheese thing with figs. For me, Scottish oysters are an irresistible impulse. They are magnificent, by the way.
What a lot of people abroad don't understand is the women are the backbone of many of the communities because the men were always drunk and working in the shipyards and dying young. And that still exists, Tony. The age expectancy is still 55. In Fallujah, Iraq, it's 65.
Wow, it's a pretty extraordinary thing.
Yeah, I know. And there's still a lot of crime, there's still drugs, there's still a lot of alcohol problems. But I think the fact that we are a bit shit helps us because we had the Commonwealth Games here, and I love that everybody tried not to shout in the street and swear and sell stolen goods in public. I love that they all had this covert operation of, let's be nice for a week. I love that.
Main course, Janie goes for the pan-fried brill, but me, I can't pass up ocean liner continental classic from days gone by, like the fabulously unfashionable Tyrannosaurus Rex of seafood dishes, lobster thermidor. Without irony, the lobster is Scottish, as is the cheese, the eggs, everything really.
Do you have anything to say on the Glaswegian diet?
The diet.
I mean,
it's really
the story
interesting,
is that the health-wise, as far as heart problems, right behind Tonga
Yeah.
for all-time worst, least healthy.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. It's really weird because when I was a kid and we were poor, we ate fish, butter beans, potatoes, then we would have liver and onions and potatoes and cabbage and peas. And then somewhere from the mid-70s onwards, it just became crap. And now you've got a generation of women who don't know how to make a pot of soup. To be a real Glaswegian, Tony, housewife, you have to be able to make a pot of soup. I can't make soup. The joke is apparently I'm good at sex. Sex takes 5 minutes, soup can take days, and it smells shit. My husband's never asked for soup, so that works.
There's a terrific music scene in Glasgow. The pubs are among the finest anywhere. They say Glaswegians have more fun at a funeral than people in Edinburgh have at a wedding. That does invite, from time to time, admittedly, a fair amount of knuckle-headed behaviors. If you're looking for a beer and a beating, Glasgow will happily provide it. The toughness thing is no joke. If you've ever tried to choke a small Glaswegian into unconsciousness, as I have, long story, let me tell you, it's like wrestling with an angry fire plug. It's nearly impossible. Also, it hurts. Access to guns is extremely difficult here. So Scottish hoodlums, unable to dispatch their victims with the kind of speed and efficiency as we enjoy in the good old USA, has had traditionally to resort to the knife to do its maiming and killing, the old country way, one person at a time.
The stabbing might not get more than a few lines down column in the Glasgow papers, because in this city of violence, ordinary stabbing is hardly news anymore.
Where knife violence is an affliction, there must be a cure. Meet Mark Davies. He began his career working as a bouncer in some of the East Side's toughest drinking establishments, where he had plenty of opportunities to hone his skills. Now he runs Tactical Edge, teaching close combat and knife defense to UK special operators and security companies. Come at him with a knife? The overwhelming likelihood is that it will soon be hanging out of your ass.
Generally, these courses start, come at me with a knife, and a guy comes at you like it's Friday the 13th. Yeah. And pretty much nobody outside of Friday the 13th, in my experience, has ever come at anyone with it like this. If someone does come, they're rushing at you and with multiple, they're like in a manic frenzy of multiple jabbing or slashing movements.
Yes, your attacker has been affected by adrenaline. In such a state, the forebrain has started to shut down. Yeah, so they're no longer really capable of cognitive thought. So you tend to get these repeated lines of attack. You know, if they're going for the stomach, it tends to be a sewing machine kind of action.
Is your first order of business deflecting or getting the damn knife away from them?
Right. I'm either going to gain control of the weapon or go to a returning blade technique where I gain control of the weapon and return it to sender.
Right.
Yeah.
Show me.
Okay. The thing about knife defense is there's no magic bullet. Any technique can fail. Any technique can go wrong. And if there's multiple opponents, that can get a bit difficult as well. Yeah, this sort of thing, yeah?
Right.
So, if we've got the knife held up close, okay, yeah? So I'm gonna clap, pull, hit. Right. Now I'm gonna force this thing back into your sternum repeatedly, what we call the woodpecker. Right. Yeah, okay? So, you know, 2 hands on, kick first, boot, back and forward.
Right.
Charge. That's it, charge. So, ATM mugging. Okay. I'm going to pin your hand to me so I own the weapon.
Right.
And I'm going to slap backwards into the groin.
Yep.
So I'm going to hit, come up, grab. Yep. Now, I'm going to introduce point A with point B.
Yeah, that sucks.
Now, when I do that a few times, it's like taking a baked potato out of the microwave. It's going to be really hot. You're going to let go. So bang, 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 bang. Okay, it's a little bit more close in and surreptitious, and everybody doesn't see it, yeah? So clear the weapon, just shift it to the side, knee him in the balls, straight under, wham! Return to sender.
That was an education.
No problem.
Really enjoyed that.
Last night in Glasgow, and enough with the deeper issues. Now, I want to go no deeper than the bottom of a bubbling cauldron of hot grease. It's out there. It's calling to me. I want it now. A happy place from my past, where once I frolicked young and carefree in the field of friolated arts. The University Cafe, where I learned at the foot of the masters the Tao of hot fat and crispy batter. Yes, they do a deep-fried Mars bar here, and deep-fried pizza. Been there, done that. But Carlo here and his twin brother have been keeping the Varecchia family tradition alive since 1918. And it ain't about no Mars bar.
I'm tempted to just go completely nuts for all of the things that I like pie, beans, and chips. Like, I don't even know what kind of pie, but I want it. The macaroni and cheese is tempting. Haggis I'm doing. Couldn't resist that. Cheese Beano. I don't even know what that is, but I kind of want it. Ooh, sausage roll. I do like a good sausage.
I order the fish and chips and some haggis. Haddock, battered and floating, adrift in a sea of mysterious, life-giving oil. The accumulated flavors of many magical things as it bobs like Noah's Ark, bringing life in all its infinite variety. Deep-fried haggis, my personal favorite. Sinister sheep parts, in tube form in this case. And if you don't like chopped up liver and lungs and all that good stuff, believe me, the curry sauce sets you right. The combination of French fries or chips in the local dialect with curry sauce and with cheese is perhaps a bro too far. Guy Fieri in a kilt. But what the hey?
I'm pretty sure God is against this. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh. That's good. It doesn't eat well with a fork. You really got to pick this up. I'm so ashamed. Oh, yeah, clean living. That's really one of life's great pleasures. Don't let them tell you otherwise. They're lying about you, Mr. Haggis. There was no more unfairly reviled food on earth than haggis. Its ingredients are, in fact, no more unusual or bizarre or unappetizing than any hot dog you ever ate. You know, how many anal glands are in a chicken nugget? I don't know, and I'm not suggesting there are anal glands in a chicken nugget, but would you be surprised if there were? We'll get to the bottom of this. Back to you, Wolf.
Heading north out of Glasgow, Scotland quickly becomes something else. A savagely beautiful, harsh, but absolutely mesmerizing landscape that seems to have changed not at all for thousands, even millions of years. And across Loch Marie, inaccessible only by boat, one of the great isolated estates, Letteryu. It's the favorite retreat of my friend, Adrian Gill. More widely known as A.A. Gill, he's the much-feared and widely followed restaurant critic for the London Sunday Times. A regular columnist for a spectrum of magazines, author, traveler, and one of the finest essayists of our time. Letteryu, as it stands today, was built as a shooting lodge. Deer stalking like they do here is something from another era. But it persists in places like this, which both protect and cull deer populations. If you are, like us, of course, two murderous aristocrats looking to put some venison on the table, you need help. Professional help. And estates like Letteryu come with a stalker. Stephen Miller has been working here for 8 seasons now, both protecting the animals who live on it and helping people like us in the arduous and delicate task of sneaking up on them. We would, as gentlemen of leisure, require a cook. And Adrian has recommended the supremely well-suited Fiona Cullinane, who excels at this kind of Scottish traditional game cookery. For dinner, it's grouse, shot, then hung until the already funky game bird gets pleasingly ripe. The birds are rubbed inside and out with salt and pepper, some fresh thyme jammed in the cavity, browned in the pan, plenty of butter to baste with. In traditional game bird cookery of the British Isles, bread sauce is a must. We don't do this in America, but here, it's essential. Basically, it's milk, simmered with flavoring agent like an onion piqué, nutmeg, and bay leaf, then thickened with raspings of bread. Grouse barded with bacon, then roasted in the oven. Nicely rare to medium rare, they're removed to rest and the pan deglazed with red wine. Game stock is added and the sauce reduced. Topped with watercress alongside some parsnips and beetroot. So explain what we're eating, because this is as classic as it gets, right?
And this is specifically Scottish. This is a grouse, which is the only truly wild game bird in Britain. They're the most highly prized as a sporting bird. They're the most difficult to shoot, but more importantly, they're the most prized to eat.
And this bread sauce thing, what is that?
Bread sauce, which is, so you really have to grow up here to love this. It's like pottage. It's a sops.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very old dish, but it goes very well with the grouse. They're a very gamey meat. It's a very grown-up taste that is slightly repellent,
mm-hmm.
but it is within that it is particularly alluring.
Right.
And there is something also sexual about it that people don't often talk about.
Right. So good.
I went to a vegetarian school. My parents sent me to a vegetarian boarding school. And so for 9 years, the year after I left, I was a vegetarian.
9 years as a vegetarian? That's unthinkable to me.
And then I decided not to be. And I made the decision that if I was going to eat meat again, that I had to be prepared to do the whole business.
Right. You got to be accountable.
For all of it. So I started getting fish with the guts in and gutting them, and then you go, and then in the end, someone says, well, come and, you want to eat it, come and kill it. And you go, well, then I have to do that as well. And when I started doing it, it was like coming home. And that's the thing with being on the hill.
Until the 19th century, the Scottish Highlands were seen by many as a mysterious, hostile, and dangerous land. Populated, when populated at all, by scary-ass barbarians, descendants of the terrifying Picts, tribes so ferocious, so extravagant in their violence and toughness that even the Roman legions decided not to mess with them and instead built a wall, hoping to just keep them out and away from civilized society. Later, hunting estates like this were home to tenant farmers who scratched out a living growing oats and potatoes. Owned by landed gentry, by various royals, the Highland clans Mackenzie, MacDonald, and MacLeod, to name a few, later by newer money, fabulously wealthy foreigners. Today, around half the land in Scotland is owned by fewer than 500 people. It's an anachronism. Dismaying to some, I grant you, but seductive as well. Because who wouldn't do this if they could? Enjoy this kind of rugged solitude from the comfort of a warm, inviting 17th century lodge. Warm one's legs by the fire, play a little snooker, enjoy a fine single malt or two, a substantial game meal, maybe another whiskey perhaps. Contemplate the mysteries of the universe under a starry sky. Then to sleep into the arms of Morpheus, to rise in the morning as bringer of death. Stephen and Adrian keep calling it the hill, but that ain't no hill I ever seen. It's a behemoth, an endless range of behemoths. One mountain giving way to a moor, giving way to another mountain, then more, then more. There might be a hill somewhere in there, but it's probably between mountains after a 5-mile uphill walk. And though I am, to be modest, in the best shape of my life of late, it's a daunting hike. The climb gradual, then steep. The footing ranging from rocky to spongy and wet. Mile after mile. Me trying to look cool, make it seem like this is nothing unusual. But really, I'm dying. We walk the Highlands for hours. Our stalker, Stephen, finally identifies a red stag of suitable age and size. One ready, in the parlance, to be taken off the hill. Getting in a range without scaring him off, however, is another challenge.
Just a cut back round.
We need to circle around the mountain to close the distance.
Like, but there's not a lot I can do, you know? You've got to get past them, like.
Okay. So we go slowly.
Just pretend we're hikers at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've got a bobble hat.
What?
If you put a bobble hat on, the deer think you're a hiker. Just in front into the... Can you see the antlers? Yeah.
Safe, remember. Just take your time. That's a nice stag.
10 points.
Is that good?
He was never going to get any better. Do you want to use your knife?
Yeah.
For shooting your first red stag in Scotland, we all get blooded. Oh, it's best if you close your eyes.
Oh, okay.
And the rule is you have to leave it on.
Yeah.
All day.
How's it going, chaps?
As getting vehicles up here would be both difficult and destructive, the estate has maintained the tradition of using Highland ponies to retrieve the stalked deer. They're bred to be strong and trained to do this work. They'll likely make it back sooner than we will.
Thanks, chaps. We'll catch you later on at some point.
Yeah.
Good boys through.
I'd thought coming up, my legs burning, I can't wait till that nice, easy downhill walk back. But as I soon find out, the walk down is even harder. Knees screaming, face crusted with dried blood, I'm looking forward to a warm fire, a strong whiskey, and some good country-ass cooking.
So what do you fancy with the venison? Stewed with wine?
They always marinated juniper and all of that. I super simple.
Okay, we'll do that.
The venison is seasoned with salt and pepper and rosemary, seared in duck fat, and then into the oven. A pan sauce made from the fond, red wine, and deep game stock, sweetened with currant jelly and finished with a mellowing knob of whole butter. Served with clapshot, basically mashed turnips and potatoes.
That's it, that's the end of the season.
Tuesday the girls will be getting
And you
it.
start killing the girls. You have to traditionally wear the zipper mask or the leather mask to do that, and you send them notes beforehand saying, "I'm watching you. I know where you live."
We deserve this.
Oh, we've worked for it, huh?
Yeah. Literally the greatest feat of strength of my entire life. Never at any time in my entire life have I done anything remotely so physical over a sustained period of time.
Really?
Never.
Look how well you look.
At no point previously in my life would I have been able to do it. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, the best of health, folks. All the very best. Slanjava.
Slanjava. Good shot. The hill's now a safer place. A safer place for ramblers.
It's a lot safer now that we're not on it, mind.
I came to Scotland this time to shoot an animal in the heart, to take part, to be fully culpable in a practice nearly as old as these hills. You walk this country, stalking an animal across the rocks and wet heather, you feel little has changed from how your distant ancestors must have searched for their food, with a rifle, with a spear, with a club. I dragged my knuckles up a hill, and like my ape-like predecessors, returned tired, happy, and covered in blood. Everything changes. Nothing changes at all. I've always wanted to get as far away as possible from the place that I was born. Far both geographically and spiritually, to leave it behind.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la la.
Tangier, it's Morocco. But from 1923 through 1956, it was loosely governed by the major powers, an international zone. For years, it seemed, everything was permitted. Nothing was forbidden. At the northern tip of Africa, a short ferry hop from Spain, Tangier was a magnet for writers, remittance men, spies, and artists. If you were a bad boy of your time, you liked drugs, the kind of sex that was frowned upon at home, and an affordable lifestyle set against an exotic background, Tangier was for you. Matisse, Genet, William Burroughs. Many have come this way, staying a while or hanging around. But no one stayed longer or became more associated with Tangier than the novelist and composer Paul Bowles. In works like The Sheltering Sky, he created a romantic vision of Tangier that persists even today, a dream that has become almost inseparable in the minds of many from reality. I'm here to find that dream city, the place Burroughs referred to as Interzone. Tangier, like I said, was a city of expats. People with pasts, people who simply didn't like where they were and craved somewhere and something else. The Grand Soko is the gateway to the Medina, where you could find the Kasbah, which means fortress, by the way. The port of Tangier is to the east, and right in the middle of it all, the Petit Soko, what Uncle Bill Burroughs called the last stop, the meeting place, the switchboard of Tangier. Reasons for settling in Tangier diverge, but everyone, sooner or later, since the beginning of memory, comes to Cafe Tingis. Jonathan Dawson came to this city over 20 years ago as a journalist, and he never left. He lives a life not too distant from Burroughs' fantasy. Cake and tea at 4 every day, served by his manservant. He may not have a gazelle, but a pet rooster will do. And every day he makes the rounds of the cafes, seeing all the old faces, ending up sooner or later here.
So this is the Petit Soko?
This is the Petit Soko, yeah. This Soko existed in Phoenician times, it existed in Roman times, it existed in the Portuguese times. The English were here for 22 years. Then the international city until 1956, and now it's completely Moroccan. But this is a very historic square, very historic.
As a writer, I've noticed everybody who comes here to do an article does the same article.
Well, it's so damn boring. They all do pole bowls and the beat generation. And there are lots of other stories in Morocco apart from that. But everyone likes the beats, Bill Burroughs and all that stuff, and Tennessee Williams, and they were all here.
Yeah.
But that's a small part of Moroccan history. That's a 15-year period. There's a life before that and a life after that. You're here.
Yeah, it was inevitable. Let's pretend that those guys never came. What is this place?
Well, the reality is, if you can read a Paul Bowles story and you can live it, and the people do come here and try and live it, but they don't stay very long.
Right.
They smoke a bit of dope and they live in a cheap hotel and they go home with bed bugs.
Right.
That's
and
another
a
life.
great story.
And a great story.
But I mean, the attitude here is different than other parts of Morocco. I think they have a higher tolerance and tradition of bad or outrageous behavior.
They have a higher tolerance of mad people, you know. But the Moroccans essentially are very tolerant people. They quite like madness as well. They kind of celebrate that a bit, you know.
How Moroccan is Tangier?
It's a Moroccan city with a European outlook. You know, you can stand up on the boulevard, you can see Spain and Gibraltar. So you see all sorts of people passing through, but it's a very Moroccan city. I'm 62 years old. I didn't know it in the international days, which finished in 1956. But at that time, I think Europeans may have outnumbered Moroccans in the center of this city. It's not the case now. There are very few Europeans actually living here full time.
The notion of living a life apart, of being somewhere else, there are those who like that feeling. I like that feeling. And then there are those who they may live apart, they may live somewhere else, but they're not entirely comfortable. It's the difference annoys them or is a burden.
It is, and it frustrates them. Some people have to leave home to find their home. I'm one of those people, whereas I didn't feel at home in the country I was born in at all. But here, I feel okay. I feel very, very happy here.
There is indeed something special about this place. Burroughs described the native quarter of Tangier as a maze of sunless, twisting streets filled with blind alleys. Its smell was particularly notable to him, including a mix of hashish, seared meat, and sewage. Tangier, before anything else, is essentially a port city, with all the things that traditionally come with port cities. It's situated at the choke point between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. The Moroccan coast is a rich fishing ground, and a lot of people make their living from the sea. On shore, they use a method called sen-haul fishing, where weighted nets basically drag fish across the bottom of the sea. Some of that fish, the good stuff anyway, ends up here. Le Saveur de Poisson, or Restaurant Populaire, or Popeyes. The place has got a lot of names, but locals and expats alike who've been coming here for years say it's got some of the best tagine in town. Mohammed Belhaj, the owner and head chef, is from the nearby Rif Mountains. And he sources a lot of his stuff, his produce and his greens from there. And he's real proud of them. The back room of the place is dedicated to sorting and drying various herbs, which he blends into a secret mix he claims has all sorts of healthful and boner-inspiring benefits. Look, if every dish I've been told over the years was gonna make me strong worked, I'd have a permanent pup tent going on down there. So I take all that with a grain of salt.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Belhaj's son, Hassan, delivers the food.
It's olive.
It all starts with fresh olives. They're in season now, and roasted walnuts. Some warm, very good bread. Squishy.
Juice.
Oh yeah, and you get this stuff. Everybody gets it. A pulpy puree of figs, raisins, strawberries.
Drink.
And full of Mohammed's potent herbs and spices, of course.
All the night, 24 o'clock.
Yeah, I get it. It's supposed to make me more manly. You know what? I'm eating. Let's not talk about that, okay, sunshine?
I got a lot.
What is a tagine, anyway? It's a traditional Moroccan stew that can include vegetables, meat, or fish. Tonight, baby shark, calamari, and monkfish with fresh mountain spinach. Slowly cooked over charcoal in the classic clay pot that gives it its name, the tagine's dome top is supposed to force the condensation back into the dish and keep it moist and tender.
That's delicious. I think it's like these greens and aromatics and herbs. I have no idea what they are. I've never had anything like them. Tangier version of farm to table.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
It's good.
Wow, what's that?
Here was grilled charcoal.
Thank you.
Charcoal.
And a whole turbo, brushed with olive oil, salt and pepper, and some coriander, then grilled perfectly over the coals. Cuddled up next to the fish, tiny shark kebabs. Cute.
Oh, wow. Spectacular. It's good value. All of this for 20 bucks. I think we did a pretty good job on Mr. Fish. That'll teach you. Sweet and yummy. It's like that guy when, you're tripping and it goes like this to you.
Hi.
For dessert, strawberries, pine nuts, and honey. Like the whole meal, it's eccentric and delicious.
Thank you. You're welcome.
haven't had so much fruits and nuts since Altamont. I told Mick, I said, Mick, this is a bad crowd. Get back in the chopper. But he's like, well, no, man, we can't disappoint the fans. Memories. In Tangier, I lived in one room in the native quarter. I had not taken a bath in a year, nor changed my clothes, or removed them, except to stick a needle every hour in the fibrous gray wooden flesh of terminal addiction. I never cleaned or dusted the room. Empty ampule boxes and garbage piled up to the ceiling. Light and water long since turned off for non-payment. I did absolutely nothing. I could look at the end of my shoe for 8 hours. I was only roused to action when the hourglass of junk ran out. The words of William Seward Burroughs, one of my heroes. He came to Tangier in 1953, shortly after shooting his wife to death in a drunken accident in Mexico City. He was a heroin addict, a homosexual, and an inspiration to those proto-hipsters who came to be known as the Beats. Burroughs, however, was not a hipster. There was nothing beatnik about him. He was a somewhat stuffy, well-dressed St. Louis son of a good family, gone wrong. He was also, to my mind, the greatest writer of the whole damn bunch. On the road, you can have it. His classic Naked Lunch was written here. A nonlinear, dark, dry-humored, searingly critical, satirical, and profane masterpiece. Burroughs was apparently high for much of the process, on heroin or a locally available prescription opiate called Eucadol. And of course, the daily staple of many in these parts, hashish, keef, and majoun. Hashish is the concentrated THC-rich resin of the cannabis plant, as well as varying amounts of its flowers and leaves that have been separated from the buds and compressed into sheet or brick-like form. Keef, a more local and indigenous product, is the part of the plant containing only the strongest concentration of psychoactive ingredients. Majoun is a confection made from keef, fruits, nuts, chocolate, and honey. I was, of course, fascinated by this product since reading about it and inquired of some local contacts, who shall necessarily go unnamed. How was it made? This was what I wanted to know. They were kind enough to demonstrate. Keef is first chopped into fine granules and then slowly added to melted butter and chocolate over a low heat to toast it and release the psychotropic goodies within. While the binder element of the majoun is slow cooking in the pan, a combination of spices are blended with cashews, almonds, walnuts, and dried fruit. This will be the framework to suspend the THC-laden goodness in the next step. The cannabis-laced butter chocolate is added, along with plenty of honey, to bind together all the ingredients. Then, mix. Last, you roll the entirety of the mixture into a ball and either refrigerate or dig right in. Of course, network standards and practices prohibit me from even tasting this delicious and reportedly mind-altering treat. I'm guessing anyway. So until I see Christian and Wolf doing bong rips in the Situation Room, I will of course abide by these rules. Because that's the kind of guy I am. There is one particular cafe in the heart of the Casbah that has drawn in foreign dignitaries, rock stars, aristocrats, and artists since it opened its doors in 1943. Cafe Baba. Sweet mint tea in a thick, slow-moving haze of smoke.
It smells like my dorm room, 1972.
Good evening, hello.
Hi, I'm George.
This is George Bajalia and Zineb Benjaloun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Welcome to Cafe Baba.
I should say right now, I have no direct knowledge or awareness of either George or Zineb smoking any illegal substances, nor do I have any contemporaneous recollection at this time of me doing anything untoward in their presence. Because that would be like, wrong, dude.
Some tea?
George is here on a Fulbright scholarship, and Zineb is an artist from Rabat. Others in the room, however, well, don't give me that innocent look, you young punks. I know somebody in here smoking reefer.
So, how stoned are people here?
We can ask. Just ask.
You're not getting totally ripped here.
No. It's a functional part of daily life. For a long time, the rest of the country and the government didn't really like Tangier a whole lot. Because it was seedy. There were these foreigners who came here and did.
The new king is
He likes Tangier.
He likes.
Yeah, it makes money.
He sees it as a future economic superpower, as I understand it. He's talking condos, boutique hotels. Is that good or bad?
For Moroccans, it's work,
Right.
but of course, expats want to keep Tangier like they know it before.
I mean, this cafe is very similar to the way it was, but there's a TV right there.
Flat screen.
And that's why a lot of people come here. They come to watch soccer games.
You can well imagine the American guy who's lived in Tangier for 30 years, okay? He comes in and there's a flat screen TV on the wall. He's like, what the?
Yeah, what's...
You've ruined the authenticity and integrity. But the Moroccan guy at the next table, he's saying, wait a minute, asshole, you have a flat screen TV at home. I want one too. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, there are people here who've probably never heard of Paul Bowles.
Right.
If you only follow that, there's no progression, there's no progress, there's no change.
The thing about Cafe Baba is that just sitting here, taking in the atmosphere, you begin to appreciate the place.
It's something different is happening here.
Contact high. Whoa, I'm hungry. Wait until the Spanish tortilla dude across the street opens for business. This is Abdullah. He specializes in making one thing, and he makes it well. An omelet. Well, it's actually more like a Spanish tortilla, but like stonier. The potatoes are boiled, diced, then mixed with beaten eggs and cooked in a cast iron skillet. Oh yeah, the eggs, the egg man. I am me and we are you, and where's my omelet, dude? Because I am hungry.
Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi. 1, 2, 3.
Abdullah is just waiting for you, right when you come stumbling out of Cafe Baba. Coincidence or not? You be the judge.
Ketchup and mayonnaise, everything.
Ketchup and mayonnaise? Sure, why not? Condiment options I will be hard-pressed to turn down at this precise moment anyway.
A lot of mayonnaise. It's a good munchie.
Dude, that's awesome. I'll have 12 more.
Paul Bowles lived in Tangier for over 50 years, and Sherry Nutting was part of his inner circle near the end of his life. She was his friend, record keeper of sorts, and photographer.
You arrived when?
I came in the 70s, but I went down to Marrakesh. And then in '86, I wrote a letter to Paul Bowles and said I had to meet him and take his picture. And he wrote back and he said, come and visit. Well, I never left.
Like a lot of people came here to live that dream or to live that life. Has the reality come to resemble his perception of the reality, or?
The Tangier that I see is Paul Bowles, and I still see it. I still feel it. You can still find the magic.
The market, or souk in Tangier, is one of the best in all Morocco. The food stalls and vendors are still pretty impressive. Wander the markets long enough and you're sure to stumble across the unexpected. Hooves? Sure. How about a lamb's head? Here, nothing goes to waste. Charbroiled to crispy burnt perfection, the meat is scraped off and served on a crusty lunch bread. Not so adventurous, the Grand Soko's indoor market offers a variety of smoked, cured, and fresh meat.
Smells good in here. This stuff looks good.
Oh.
Oh, I've heard this cheese is amazing.
It's good, yeah.
Can I have one?
A Berber favorite, fresh goat cheese wrapped in palm leaves.
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they?
That's good.
Shukran bizaf.
A little cheese, a little flatbread, the perfect Moroccan breakfast to go. We're headed into the Jabala foothills of the Rif mountain range, about 85 kilometers south of Tangier, to a place called Jajuka. The village is home to the people of the Al-Sharif tribe, which loosely translated means the saintly people. Jajuka is also home to one of Morocco's better-known musicians, Bashir Attar. Jazz and rock and roll musicians have traveled from all over the world to Jajuka to meet this guy. Bashir is part of a lineage of master musicians, all from this small mountain village. Famously dubbed as a 4,000-year-old rock band by William Burroughs, Bashir, his son, and these musicians maintain one of the oldest still-living musical traditions on Earth. We're invited for dinner. It's family style, of course. Beginning with brewat, like a kefta pocket. Hand-formed envelopes of dough filled with seasoned beef, baked until golden, then crisped in oil.
Oh, we're good for now. Well, one more. Uh-oh, here we go.
The main event, tagine of chicken.
Yeah, welcome, Tony.
Thank you. Just gorgeous.
First, chopped onions, garlic, parsley, and turmeric are blended with olive oil. The bird is generously coated and stuffed. Then, after simmering in a touch of olive oil and water, the chicken is fried till crispy. Served with roasted almonds and olives, paprika, and ginger. Nice.
He smells the food.
Like anywhere else in the Arab world, eating with your hands, always the right one, is proper dining etiquette.
This is special spinach of Jajuka and Highlands.
It's like wild spinach that grows in the mountains.
Bokala is chopped mountain spinach, garlic, cilantro, hot and black peppers, finished with lemon and olive oil.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yes, I heard you are the greatest taste for food in the world, man.
I love good food. This is good.
After dinner, some fruit, some mint tea, and let the music begin. For centuries, the master musicians of Jajuka have been the musical choice of the royal families of Morocco, excused by the country's rulers from manual labor to devote themselves to musical training. Powerful style of Sufi trance music has inspired many musical seekers, including most notably, perhaps, Paul Bowles, who wrote about them and recorded them and spread the word. Brian Jones was here and recorded the Pipes of Pan at Jajuka with these musicians. The word spread, and the master musicians have ended up being featured on albums by Maceo Parker, Ornette Coleman, and the Rolling Stones. For years, if you were a rock god, you had to come here. Dig the crazy percussion and strings and pipes that took you to another place. It's intricate, hypnotic, beautiful. And if you're in the right frame of mind, mesmerizing. Anyone who comes to Tangier inevitably ends up lost in the old part of the city. The Medina is just what you want it to be. The ancient world residing just next to and around the new one. You can walk around inside the movie in your head, play the bogey character you never were, all against an all too willing, all too genuine backdrop. Ordinarily, just about the last thing in the world I'd be interested in doing is antiquing. But buried in the network of twisting, narrow streets of the old city is Boutique Majid, owned and operated and personally curated by this man, Abdelmajid Rais Selfeni.
Hello. How are you?
And he is one interesting guy.
Thank you. Coming in.
When he was a little kid back in the 60s, Majid left his hometown of Fez and came here, where he'd earn a few dirham a night emptying ashtrays at the wild and extravagant parties being thrown here by wealthy expats. He saw what these people would buy for themselves and how they decorate their homes, and he started to look around for himself, scoring, then reselling art and antiques.
Wow.
It became something of an obsession. Now his artifacts from Morocco and all across northern Africa are bought by collectors from all over the world. Carpets, antiques, wood carvings, jewelry, and old doors.
Wow, these are incredibly beautiful. Tell me about that.
Amber, coral, shells. This used to be currency, this shell.
How old is this?
This is early 20s, late 19th. The amber is millions of years old.
How much are you selling this piece for?
By weight.
By weight?
Yes, quite a heavy piece, this one, 429 grams. So it comes like 42,000 dirhams.
So that's how much in dollars?
Like almost 5,000, 4,500.
About $5,000.
Almost.
So we look at another floor?
Oh, yes, follow me. Yeah, there's a nice collection of things from the Sahara.
So you travel a lot?
Not like you.
Oh, this is for pounding manioc?
Yes, this is from the Dogon tribe from Mali.
How much will this sell for, do you think?
Around $300.
Really? For this? That's very reasonable.
Yes.
I'll be buying that. That's going to be an old friend.
Also memory.
And a memory
Tangier.
of Tangier as well.
Majid suggests lunch at Andalus, a locals-only place nearby.
As a Moroccan, so many Westerners who come to Tangier come with a romantic notion of a Tangier they read about in books. Do people have a realistic expectations when they come here? Are they looking for Morocco, or are they looking for this phantasm?
No, it is a phantasm. It is when you get here, if you know Morocco, you feel that you're in Morocco, but you're not. There's a lot of Mediterranean touch to this town. And also the history, people hear story about Tangier that it was like when I first came in the 60s, everybody said to me, you came late. Tangier was.
It's right.
Now I'm saying the same thing as these young now. They come and they say, wow. I said,
what was better about those days?
well, you see, for me at that time I was young, and it was the boom of hippies. And it was the destination. You know, Coffee Pub, you meet Bob Dylan, you go here, catch Steve. And the parties was going on. I missed this kind of parties. People fly from everywhere to the party. And they make the whole town move. Blue and white party, white and gold party, hat party. You know, it's amazing. And you see people coming with amazing hats, like a cage with a bird, extravagant hats. You know, it's like people put so much energy and time into these parties, you know. Look at the...
Oh, now that looks good.
Tomatoes brushed with local olive oil, garlic, and coriander. Liver kebabs, beef liver to be exact, grilled over charcoal.
Oh, now that looks very nice.
For fish, a bit of swordfish and some orange roughy.
That is just beautiful.
How do you like the tomato?
Oh, and the swordfish is amazing.
Yeah.
So how else have things changed?
You saw how many tourists there was today?
They're in a hurry.
If they come to the shop, they even try to avoid your eye contact. They're afraid if you get my eye contact, I'm gonna rip you off
Or make you buy something that they don't want to
I
buy.
don't know. I don't know. They have this.
Do they buy?
They don't even say hello.
They don't buy.
Of course. We call them penguin. They have short hands, doesn't get to the pockets. I mean, I'm just kidding.
When Tangier was inner zone back in the day, it seemed to some, I'm sure, as if the expats outnumbered the locals. That was never true, but you certainly could live a life apart, make your own world within the existing one, reinvent yourself and live entirely within a universe of your own creation. Far from the Gran Soco is a 14-acre estate owned by Christopher Gibbs, a well-known dealer of antiques and longtime expat. Today, he's having a garden party. Who's coming? Jonathan, you know. Maggie Dean is from Scotland. She's been living here for more than a decade. GP de Richemont, a Frenchman who has his hands on a lot of businesses, including a cafe in the Casbah. Years living in Tangier? Unknown. Bianca Hamri, an American. She's been here forever, led many lives, I gather, and occasionally translates books from Mugrabi to English. And the dashing and mysterious Baron de Coquita Gondarillas, an artist from Chile who's been living and working in the Casbah since a hasty exit from Puerto Rico for reasons never fully explained. On the menu, Bastia. A meat or often pigeon pie, as traditional Moroccan as it gets. Today made by Gibbs' full-time cooks, Jamila and Fatima. In Bastia, the meat on this particular day is chicken, which is slow-cooked in broth and spices, pulled or shredded, and then folded into an egg mixture cooked in the reduced stock from the boil. This is layered with blanched almonds, powdered sugar, and cinnamon. And then the whole lot is then wrapped in feuille de brique, a crepe-like dough. After baking to a golden crispiness, the final touch is a dusting of even more cinnamon and sugar. It's got a sweet, savory thing going on. And it's quite tasty.
Yeah, exactly. If you get nervous when you go in a room and you touch the light switch and the lights don't come on, you shouldn't be in this country.
What was that first moment you said, you know, I could live here?
I'm still quite unsure about that. No, I came here first in 1958, when it was quite different. Everyone wore native dress.
Yes.
But Islam, still the throbbing motor of life here. I have very tender feelings for Morocco and the friendliness and courtesy of the people and of the children who, you know, they don't say off granddad like they do in England. They say, bonjour monsieur, ça va bien, belle journée, blah, 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 blah.
I always feel welcome here. I never consider that this is mine. It's theirs, and they've allowed me to live here in a very nice way, and I feel recognition. They know who I am.
Right.
They know who I am.
There is a side-by-side aspect to life here that's very unusual.
Very unusual here. It's mostly, you can do whatever you want if you do it with good manners.
But it is a sort of a station of the cross for, you know, the bad boys of culture. I mean, Verlaine, Rimbaud, Iggy Pop, the Stones,
Burroughs and Geisen. And
Burroughs writes about, he came here to be a writer.
He was a junkie before he was a writer.
As so many of us were. But I think this was a place if you wanted to think of yourself as a writer, you would come here and somehow you were working within a romantic tradition.
Yes.
Burroughs said right up front,
Yes.
To me, a writer, from when I was a little boy, a writer was a guy who lounged around in a smoking jacket or a caftan, smoking a hash pipe or an opium pipe in a beautifully anointed house littered with sleeping boys.
Yes, or girls.
Well, whatever. To what extent did that world exist, and to what extent was that world created by the people who showed up with that expectation?
Since Bill departed, R.I.P., dear, wonderful, marvelous man, since he's gone, it's a bit tame now. A little bit.
It is tame.
Well, he was
genteel now.
He was the very opposite of genteel. He was an outlaw for every society.
My husband knew him very well, and he was telling me, yes, Bill, and I said, he said, I cured him of being a drug addict. I said, how? He said, I turned him into an alcoholic.
Who smokes hashish at this table? Please raise your hand.
Is the camera on?
Blanca, put your hands up, Blanca.
It's my last night in Tangier, and I'm headed out.
Is that Blanca one?
Thank you, yes. Most cities of the Islamic world, getting a beer can be difficult. Not here. Long as you're outside the Medina, nearly anything goes. Tangier reverts to its libertine past. Here, Western influences become very apparent. Any night of the week is a good night for young Moroccans to take to the streets of the Ville Nouveau. Othman Nossairi is from a generation of Moroccans far removed from the romantic conceits of the Bowles Burroughs era. He's invited me out for a casual snack. Bocadillos, Spanish-style sandwiches with tuna, veggies, hard-cooked eggs, and a healthy wad of mayo. A crispy layer of French fries within the sandwich. This is delicious, by the way. The bread here is very good. You work in a magazine, journalist.
Yeah, I'm not a journalist, but I own an urban magazine here in Tangier to inform Moroccans. We are living in a place that's pretty special. It's not for any purpose that William Burroughs or Paul Bowles or Henri Matisse, all these people came to Tangier. The city has something which makes it different from other cities.
Well, what about young artists, young writers, young musicians? Did they come here expecting this romantic Paul Bowles wonderland of the 50s?
Some were, I'm going to say, too bohemian.
Too bohemian?
Yeah, because they thought that, coming and being an artist
is going to be enough.
It's going to be enough. It's not. Today is not enough.
Right, yeah.
It's pretty tough for them, and most of them pack their bags.
Right.
Today we have so many investments going on here in Tangier. Thanks to our king, investors are here, being attracted, tourists are attracted. But the most important part of it is that we should keep the old parts of the city intact. The Kasbah, the Medina.
The Medina.
That's what's hard to do, because when you have a European purchasing power coming over here to Tangier.
They come, well, like we come. We embrace it, other people want to come, and then we f it all up. Will Tangier's unique character survive?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Tangier is Morocco, always was Morocco. And recently, the country's leadership seems to have embraced it in all its ill-reputed glory. The days of predatory poets in search of literary inspiration and young flesh are probably over for good. Hippies can just as easily get their bong rips at Portland or Peoria. But the good stuff, the real good stuff, the sounds and smells and the look of Tangier, what you see and hear when you lean out the window and take it all in, that's here to stay.
one of our roles here has always been to take away excess money from people who don't know what to do with it, who can't think of a better idea about how to spend their money. In the old days, the mechanism for doing that was you throw it on a table. Put that into the context of throwing away a bottle of 7-Up at a club, that's only just slightly more honest about it.
If you're talking crass commercialism, in the very best sense of the word, this is it. Is it the cultural center of the country? We may not want to think it is, but is it?
What is the rest of the country? I don't know, but it's that place where they all leave and come here.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
I can go to the desert, but I am not going to get there by accident. But that's part of the whole experience of the desert is that, you know, it ain't friendly, it ain't nice, it ain't good, you know. You're out here, you know, a half a mile. It doesn't matter if you're a half a mile out or you're 20 miles out. There's no reason to walk a mile further. You're already in infinite desolation. Sin City was true, it was real. Part of moving out here was you were never going to see the family again. I mean, that was this. I'm moving to Vegas and you ain't coming to see me and I ain't coming to see you. I mean, that's the character of the city. It really was the pit of America. It wasn't that somebody came out here because I'm going to make $1 million. It was I'm going to come out here and I'm going to survive and you all ain't going to bug me anymore back home.
In Vegas, there's winners and losers. And God knows, I've been both. In a place like this where you can lose your shirt on the unlucky turn of a card, you need a friend. And for my sins, I got Ruhlman. Currently evading prosecution in just about every jurisdiction from his hometown Cleveland to Grand Forks, wanted for bail jumping, usury, misuse of livestock, assault, grand theft auto. Also the respected author of such food-related classics as the French Laundry Cookbook and Soul of a Chef. He washed up in Vegas at just the right time. Vegas was always the most unlikely of dreams, the longest of long shots in the middle of the desert. A real but imaginary space that keeps expanding, creeping ever larger across the wasteland. Back in the 40s, the 50s, it was a small town. 100,000 became 300,000, became 500,000, then 1 million, then 2. But it doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago or 50. The town has always ended like this. An abrupt cut and the desert rats on the horizon. But there are comfortable, dark places too, where a man can have a drink, meet like-minded sophisticados of the open West. Places like this.
the good stuff. It's Jameson Black.
Yeah, that's yum.
You can do 30 of those.
Huntridge Tavern, where those who have to live it, see it, the things that men do day after day, night after night, in a town where people are encouraged to do their worst, where they can drink the stain away.
This is the side of Vegas I like.
This side?
Yeah, because people here are like really cynical.
Really?
They have a dim worldview, even more dim than me.
That's hard.
Do you know what this whole show's about? Do you know there's a theme?
No.
This is about people who live here. You know, when all the meatheads come and go, they're still here. These people have seen every variety of horrifying human behavior. So, I mean, the whole business model is come to Vegas and behave really, really badly.
I think it's encouraged people to be even worse. But they're expected to do that. Kind of makes my skin crawl.
Really?
Not here. Here, I like it. I'm comfortable here, even in my blazer.
Right. Is this an easy town to make a living or a hard town to make a living?
Depends on what you do. 25 years behind the bar, you see some shit.
If you were born and bred here.
I am.
She's third generation.
Third generation. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Do you think that basically the human race are good people?
I'd say roughly half of them.
Half are going.
Half are going.
There are probably more knuckleheads per square foot in the Vegas Strip than anywhere in America.
Yeah, but
anywhere in
I'm
America.
not hanging with those people, man. There will be a few high-end meals during our adventure here. We will be sampling the other side. But there's a price.
There's always a price with you.
There are places in Vegas where the available rooms are not listed on any websites. Places reserved for the whales, the high rollers, the 10 million a night gamblers who arrive by private plane.
Bobby Flay probably lives like this all the time.
Yeah, it could go dark, couldn't it? Could get very dark here. I honestly never thought it would have come to this.
Well, it was dunking fries 14 years ago, so.
You've made some steps up.
You're making me feel better about all of this luxury, looking back at that.
Yeah, you deserve this.
You're right, you're right.
You deserve this.
Entering my golden years era. They don't show this in the Viagra commercials, you know? They're always running down a beach with a tennis racket. They're never sitting here. You know, go out and kill some young people. You'd be like, throw another poor person in there. It's getting cold. To victory, Roman. Victory in our time. You always try to comfort yourself in situations like this, thinking, oh, I'm sure they're, people who are really, really wealthy, they're probably really miserable. They don't know the sort of ups and downs, the happiness, the contrasts, the passion that I have. But we don't know, do we? Right? Like maybe every day is like wonderful.
Gentlemen, just to welcome you, little toast foie gras, black truffle vinaigrette.
Lovely.
Yes, sir. Toast foie gras, black truffle vinaigrette.
Perfect, thank you.
Delicious.
Perfect, perfect.
The Hadrian Villa at Caesar's Palace. A little pad they give you if your credit line runs into the 8 figures. How did I get it? I told the casino that Wolf Blitzer was coming, that he was expected any minute. I suggested that Wolf might be hungry, and they sent up Guy Savoy. Fortunately, he doesn't watch a lot of television. And I plan to live large till they figure out that Wolf ain't coming. I'll deal with the fallout later. But for now, we live.
So, gentlemen, this dish is called the colors of caviar. Everything is in layers. On the bottom of the glass, you're going to find a caviar vinaigrette, topped with a cream of caviar, then topped with a puree of French green beans with caviar, then a quenelle of golden Osetra caviar, and with you're finishing the dish with a caviar sabayon.
Ah, beautiful. Look at that.
It's rare that I say it's too beautiful to eat.
I was just thinking now. Oh, speaking of fantastically luxurious.
So, monsieur, this is a specialty of Mr. Savoy, the artichoke soup, with fresh black truffle and shavings of aged Parmesan cheese.
Oh, man. That's truffle.
So, monsieur, this is the marmite. It's a combination of pheasant, wild crab, and duck, seared foie gras, cabbage, and wild mushrooms. Please enjoy.
Wow, look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. You feel guilty eating this well?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I'm feeling guilty now, but it will pass.
I'll follow you then.
Wow. You ever even seen anything like this?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this anywhere.
Yeah, me either.
And the thing is, you can see the main pool from the window here. You can see the hoi polloi.
I was thinking about inviting them all up to our crib.
Don't you dare do that.
For a party.
No.
Hey, don't they deserve a good time? I don't know. Maybe not.
Not gonna happen.
We're getting back to guilt. Do you feel enlightened and inspired by this meal?
What are you asking? What are you getting at here? You're trying to get at something.
Trying to make myself feel better. I mean, I'm trying to prove that I'm down with the people, man. I'm still cool.
This guilt keeps coming back. You keep bringing up the guilt.
You're right. I feel guilty.
Then don't do these shows. What are you doing here if you feel so guilty about it?
I don't. I feel guilty about not feeling guilty.
That's more to the point. Now you're
Right.
starting to be honest with yourself.
Right.
It's so easy to say I came out here because it's a land of opportunity. Well, that's really great, you know. But if you're not here, why else are you here? There's the good old wreck your life, you know, scenario. That's always pretty popular. But if you change your mind about wrecking your life, now what do I do? There's a lot less self-reflection about why people are here than there is about most other places. What a lost opportunity that is.
Sinatra and the mob are gone, but there remains still a certain sentimental attachment to the way things used to be. There were rules then, a way that things were done. And when they weren't done, there was always the desert and a hole in the ground. Also, there were lounges and rug joints and places where a man could get a proper plate of Italian-American meatballs and spaghettis. Thankfully, there still are such places. Places like this, the Bootlegger. It's a family operation. Mama Maria's family has been running it for 41 years. You got your veal parm, your fettuccine alfredo, your steaks and shrimps. Don't forget the iceberg wedge with the blue cheese, which, believe me, you want.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bootlegger. Thank you very much. This is Charlie Schaefer, my esteemed father. My name is Laura Schaefer, and we're your entertainment for the evening.
I've got the blues, I feel so lonely. I'd give the world if I could only make him understand. Oh, it surely would be grand.
The Bootlegger has a reputation for being a locals joint, and it is. But there's a lot of out-of-towners, too, sentimental fools like me, who, if they don't exactly miss Frank Sinatra, definitely miss Dino and Louis Prima and Keely Smith.
When I was 19, I got my first show on the Strip, and it was a small casino, which is not there anymore now. It's been imploded for something newer, bigger, and better.
Baby, won't you please come home?
And what I do anyway, it's part jazz, part nostalgia. But I mean, obviously I do it with a heavy dose of nostalgia because I'm recreating the whole look, not just singing the old songs, which is what makes it fun for me.
To call your name. When you left, you broke my heart.
Pick one, Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. You get to see one of them live in a small room like this.
Frank Sinatra.
Going with Dino.
I like Dino as a person better because I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
Whereas Sinatra, you'd have a hard time hearing something good. There does seem to be a soundtrack to Old Vegas.
A soundtrack upon check-in?
Right, yeah. Does that help?
Who, me or
Yeah,
any
does it help
other
you?
entertainer?
Well, an affection for the classics, an expectation that while I'm here, I should hear some standards.
I don't know if there's a certain place that people stay who are sentimental about Las Vegas, because there are very few hotels left that were there in the old days. They've all been imploded.
They've recreated ancient Rome, sort of, on the Amalfi Coast in Paris. You would think somebody would want to recreate Vegas. I'd go there.
I'd work there.
Yeah.
Every hour, every day, you won't hear me say, oh, baby, won't you please come on home? Baby, won't you please come home?
Thank you very much.
You know, you used to be able to go see Louis Prima 3 a.m., have breakfast, and then go out and watch an atomic bomb explode in the distance. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That sounds like
Vegas
a good time.
I would like to live in.
Was it better before? Is it better now?
Well,
Is
you
it
know,
different?
It's better to talk about before. People loved having their mob stories, and there's that weird romance of bad people.
Yeah.
I don't think it actually was better. I think it was really good if you were Sinatra.
Penn Jillette, another cog in the entertainment machine, though at a somewhat more elevated level. Of the live acts left in Vegas, his might be the biggest draw. I suggested this place because Raku off the Strip is where every chef I know who knows this town said I should go. The Japanese modern izakaya known as one of the best places to eat in Vegas. Casual, but pricey. Pricey because the ingredients, many from around the world. There's sea urchin from Santa Barbara. Okay, that's not too far, but good. The tuna is from Spain, where it's best. The fresh river crab from Japan.
That was good, right?
Yeah, delicious.
I didn't even know oysters came that big.
Oh, yeah.
Isaki sashimi, isaki belly, juicy deep-fried chicken, hamachi belly, and one of my favorites, fish collar, where all the best, tastiest, moistest, meatiest bits hide their favors. Penn has been living here and performing here for over 20 years. He knows.
The thing about magic is you cannot see it electronically. Many people who come to Vegas are people that see 1 or 2 live shows a year. And if you see 1 or 2 live shows, you might as well see something that you can only see live.
Right.
You can never, ever see a magician anyway but live.
These days, for better or worse, live acts, live performers are being squeezed out in favor of EDM, electronic dance music. It's a DJ's world, and where once they used to say cocaine was God's way of telling you you had too much money, now maybe EDM is.
We get invited to all the openings of the new clubs, but I simply don't understand it. And I'm embarrassed I don't understand it.
Are we just old?
I think that might be it.
Or are we non-douchey?
I don't know. You want to spin at the latter, I'm afraid it might be the former.
Used to be a whole spectrum of entertainers who existed almost entirely in Vegas. Danny Gans was huge here. Wayne Newton. They were gods. But what's the big money draw now? This. Come, ye lords and princelings of douchedom, hear my clarion call. Anointeth thyself with gel and heavenly body spray. Maketh the sign of the devil horns with thine hands. Let there be high-fiving and the hugging of many bros. For this is the kingdom and the power. Now frolic and maketh it to reign.
The cockpit. Power.
It is, man. It gets crazy.
Just press a button and people respond.
They do, man.
Wednesday night at the Marquee. DJ Jason Lima works for the house. Tonight at Marquee and at other clubs like it around Vegas, somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 people are going to stop by and drop a whole load of cash.
I mean, it's not just coming in here and ordering a bottle and sitting there and drinking it.
Right.
You're getting a full-on group experience.
The new money, the new Vegas, where the take at the big nightclubs is outpacing the take from gambling and slots, where everybody, for the right price and with enough sparkles and the right mix, can be a winner.
After you finish work, how long does it take for your adrenaline to level up?
At least an hour.
What are your dreams like, man?
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I close my eyes and I still see the strobes. Ears are ringing. I still got like flashing strobe lights in the
Las Vegas is an adult playland, and that's what we intend to be. If people want to see Mickey Mouse, they can go 175 miles down the road. If they want to see Bugsy Siegel under a rock, they stay here.
Is there a Mr. Vegas, like Elvis or Wayne Newton or Bugsy Siegel used to be? If there is, it would probably be this guy, former mayor Oscar Goodman. A man who knows, allegedly, and to the best of my knowledge, where all the bodies are buried. Some of them equally allegedly by some of his former clients. We meet over drinks at Oscar's, the steakhouse that bears his name and boasts beef, booze, and broads.
You had some colorful clients. Who was nice and who was less fun to have a...
Well, the truth of the matter is, all my clients were nice to me because I kept them out of prison.
Did alleged mob guys know how to eat?
My mother used to say two things, she said. She's the greatest lady. She said, Oscar's clients don't hurt anybody, they just kill each other.
Right.
And she also said, Oscar's clients take us to the best restaurants.
They knew where to go.
They knew where to go, yeah. And always treated right. I mean, they were always treated like kings and queens.
Did the feds hold it against you? I mean, you know, you were just doing your job, but I mean...
They didn't see it that way.
They didn't see it
They thought I was a consigliere, as a matter of fact. In order to murder somebody, they had to get my permission. I mean, that's how stupid these people were.
Anthony the Ant Spilotro, Meyer Lansky, these were gentlemen not unknown to Mayor Goodman.
Well, a lot of people tell you that it's a better place when the mob was running it, and in many ways, that's true.
There were rules then that mattered. You know, the old saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Back when the mob ran things, there was a certain urgency to that suggestion.
Well, we saw that with Princess Harry. I mean,
right. I mean,
that was a perfect example. I mean, here's a guy who was here
Yeah.
having a good time in the old Vegas. That would have never happened. There would never have been a disclosure. In today's modern age, it was all over the world in moments.
Moments.
Yes.
It says something about the town that His Honor served 3 terms as mayor. He's an unabashed booster, entrepreneur, drinker of hard liquor, and gambler. And he was never shy about admitting it.
I mean, it's unique. It's its own sort of hothouse environment.
But that's what Vegas is. Vegas is unique. But I'll tell you one thing. You go to the airport here, everybody's smiling. When they come in, they're smiling. They can't wait to lose their money. Then when they leave, they're smiling after they lost their money. So I think it's very, very special. It's a special kind of place that people can take their basest instincts and just let it fly. I think that's good. I have no problem with that at all.
When you come to Vegas, you see this. The lights and smoke and mirrors, the casino floors. But who manages the machine? Where do they come from? Beneath the floors, behind the walls, above the winking surveillance camera lenses, a whole other world, manned by thousands and thousands of waiters, maintenance people, repairmen, chefs, engineers, plumbers, and croupiers. 3 shifts a day, they slip in and out of the casinos almost unseen through their own entrances. But it's these people who've seen it all, seen everything, night after night. Benny's been working here since Caesars opened in August of 1966. He's dealt cards to everybody.
I dealt to Diana Ross, Harry Belafonte, Sinatra, Sammy Davis.
Sinatra was not supposed to be particularly amiable at the table.
Sinatra was class.
Really?
It was class. It was the jungle. But those were good days. But it's nice now, too.
Would you describe yourself as a degenerate gambler?
Yeah, I definitely have been. I'm trying to move past that. We have a 2-year-old at home, so I'm working in that phase, but I'll always have that gambling gear. There's no doubt about it.
Eric and Erica Lindgren are professional gamblers, poker players to be precise. It's routine for them to sit down to a game with a bankroll of $500,000. Tonight, slightly smaller stakes.
Hey, Benny, how do you like my chances?
Good. Good.
That's a trained answer.
Instead of actual poker, we're set up with a dumbed-down for the camera version of Texas Hold'em. You play against the house. The odds, to say the least, are stacked against you.
Oh, here's a winner. Here's a winner. Yeah, 2 pair. He's cutting up over there. See how easy it is? You got this game down.
Uh-oh. Those are famous last words.
All right, let's put out a hundo. Let's see what happens.
All right, now we have a pair of 7s.
I want to bet.
Okay. I have trips.
Oh.
It's gonna be pretty hard to beat.
You're a dead man, Benny.
I'm a dead
I
man.
bet again.
Okay.
Jeez.
2 pair. Pair of deuces.
Oh.
2 pair. Pair of 10s.
Oh, no.
Pair of kings.
Benny.
Oh, full house.
Goodness, Benny.
Huh?
You got a full house. This is unbelievable. Is there like a cooler standing behind us?
All right, well, that works for me.
Thank you very much.
This was what we call a learning experience in my case.
That was fun. We got away with our shirts.
Let's not do it again.
Yeah, let's never do it again.
It's easy to find people that'll help you untangle a mess, but somebody's got to be the one to create the mess in the first place that calls for untangling. Where's our metaphor here? Easy to tangle, but untangling this. This is going to be so much fun.
Anthony Bourdain is an artist and a born and bred Las Vegas native. After many adventures, and I'm guessing some misadventures as well, he chose to live here.
To what degree am I complicit in the worst of our city by making art that glorifies the city? I don't profit directly from what those people do, but of course I do because I live in the city and that money rolls all around us. But how do we live with it? It's not why and where do the people come from who do the grotesque things people do here. It's how do we live here, complicit in it. And that's the big issue, is to be able to be self-reflective about the place, or you got to just go and stay high all the time because of the shame. I mean, you know, which is another popular way to deal with living here.
Is Vegas a friendly town?
Yeah, always friendly, because that's our job.
But I mean, to itself, you know,
that's a great
you're a
place.
local.
No. I mean,
No.
Not a bit. This town's never had any respect whatsoever for the people that just happen to live here. In the old days, we were co-conspirators in those days. We weren't citizens. The new authorities, the new power, is exactly as anonymous as the old power. No phone number, no access, not a chance.
There has been for some years an art community in Vegas. You know, like art, that makes your life, all our lives, better and makes us think. Granted, Vegas is a town designed to make you not think, to separate you from your money in as pleasurable a way as possible. So pleasurable that even after you limp out of town, leaking from your ass with nothing in your pockets, you want to come back and do it again. Reflection, not so good.
As a resident, what are the general rules of survival?
Don't cry about being broke. I mean, if I'm broke, more than likely it's because I threw away my money and too bad for me because I didn't get lucky.
Don't cry about being broke, okay?
I gave that away.
What's another one?
It's the smile. That is absolutely local characteristic.
This is a service industry town.
One of our roles here has always been to take away excess money from people who don't know what to do with it and who can't think of a better idea about how to spend their money. We'll always take it. Well,
is that worse than before, or?
The wrong is there are people with that kind of income who could put it to so many thrilling uses and can think of nothing so crass and boring than to wave the money in the air and throw it away. How loathsome. But within us, within those of us who live here, is that challenge. And this has always been. Here we are.
You are sitting at Lotus of Siam, best Thai restaurant in Vegas by far, one of the best Thai restaurants in America.
Jet Tila has been here before. An LA guy, he came out here to do 4 years as executive chef at Encore, a Wynn casino on the Strip. He's a reigning authority on Thai food, but really everybody who loves Thai food knows about this place.
What you should order here should only be Northern. If you go to the back of the menu, it says Northern Specialties. If you come here and eat chicken with cashew nuts and drunken noodles, someone should punch you in the face.
Right.
It's one of those restaurants.
Saipen Chutama is the owner and chef. Now get this, and it's important. You don't do pad Thai here. You do what they are uniquely superb at, which is specifically the food of northern Thailand.
Numprik.
Oh, yeah, of course, love it.
Literal translation, chili dip. It's really more of like a composed, room temperature salad. Nam Khao Tod is a puffed, crispy rice salad with preserved pork sausage.
Well, that's good.
Jackfruit salad.
Jackfruit salad.
Jackfruit salad. This is hung lei, a pork curry, braised down with garlic and ginger.
This pork is amazing.
Isn't that great? And that's Northern Log.
Right.
Very important dish.
Whoa, that looks really pretty.
This is cow soy. This is the food my grandma made.
That's perfection, man.
Oh. What I love about Vegas Asian food is on one street you got the best Szechuan food, the best Cantonese food, and you drive down the street and you get the best Thai food. It's a funky, awesome Asian
How did that
place.
happen?
Gambling.
But I mean, well, they're high rollers who come into town and they need the good.
A dude with a $2 to $10 million credit line at Wynn is going to go eat a $10 Chinese meal because it's the closest thing he has to home food. I'm gonna go eat Asian food, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna drop $5 million more bucks, and then go home.
And this is what avant-garde cooking is. People think that we want to do things in a way because we want to be cool. No, we do it because really we believe we are increasing the value of the product we're working with. We are giving you the essence.
E by Jose Andres. Tonight, 3 seats. Tucked away in the back of another of Jose's restaurants, Jaleo. Behind the guys making paella over open flame in the center of a crowded dining room. Quiet, serene, a kind of magic. This is granted a far cry from the $1 shrimp cocktail and the all-you-can-eat buffets groaning under the weight of 1,000 carbs. Iberico ham and bean soup with black and roasted garlic. Jamón, baby, the world's best, like from Spain. Nitro almond cup, a frozen shell made from a puree of Marcona almonds, filled with almond milk espuma and finished with Andalusian caviar.
You know, Chef, this meal is working very well. My palate is open. I'm intrigued. I'm only growing more hungry and excited. The desired effect is taking hold.
If you are a famous chef and you're lured, as so many are, to the rivers of green promised by Vegas, it's nice if you can get yourself a playroom.
So, gentlemen, this is El Vermouth.
So it's mussels, olives with an escabeche foam.
He doesn't use the word foam.
I will say air.
Air.
Water. It goes all over the place. It's a mess. A chef cannot do anything with this. Air gives us the opportunity. All of a sudden, water is not water anymore. Water has a body, belongs.
The truffle egg, a gelée of truffles formed into an egg shape with an actual yolk suspended in the center.
And this is the idea of what if we will be feeding our chickens truffles? Will their eggs become like this?
Served with onion puree, Etchabari cream, and finished with more, lots more, shaved white truffle.
This is crispy chicken skin in escabeche.
I'm sliding this off right into my face.
Incredible.
So, gentlemen, this is your portion of the salt roasted foie gras, and Brian's gonna come finish it with a clementine sauce for you.
And light is key, light and flavorful.
Gentlemen, this is your next course. Cocoches al pio pio.
This is squid ink sauce?
Yep.
Awesome.
This is Secreto Iberico de Bellota. Secreto, or the secret, it's the secret cut of the Iberian pig,
yes.
located underneath the front shoulder.
This is an homage of the goodness of the sea meets the goodness of the earth. You know the work that goes into creating a menu like this? Hold on. That we put the work doesn't mean it's good. When a food critic, they come and they say, the chef was not there. And I look at the food critic saying, this is almost like a lack of respect. Who do you think these people are? Where do you think they come from? What do you think their careers are? Every one of those amazing thousands of chefs, sous chefs that we have across the world, they are as good, if not better, than the guys that have the big name on top with neon letter.
There is not 1 acre of preserved Mojave Desert in the city limits of Las Vegas. Why would you preserve this? This desolation is not nurturing. We can't be here unless there's a lot of technology supporting our present. And so, there's a sense of the city versus nature. This is not our friend.
You'd think, looking at the vast lakes, the canals, the fountains of Vegas in the middle of a desert, the flush of 100,000 toilets, that the casinos and what they bring would constitute an obscene waste of water. And indeed, water is at an ever more desperate premium as the water levels in the Colorado River Reservoir at Lake Mead decrease at an alarming rate. But it ain't the casinos that are the culprits. In fact, Vegas casinos are a model of water efficiency and conservation. Main culprit? The all-American lawn, a little square of green. Robert Kern is water police. He patrols the Vegas streets looking for evidence of water violations.
There's finally some water in the gutter, actually, on both sides. This is not their day. We're in an area where there shouldn't be any watering, yet there's water here. So that's what we do. We drive around looking for something like that to give them a little educational visit. Hey, you're not supposed to water today.
So you don't wrestle them to the ground, cuff them, and drag them in?
No, we do not. Although we can go to a fee.
Around how much?
$80.
$80. What about the...
Then it doubles.
Then it
160,
doubles.
320.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It seems to me a losing battle to try to keep your grass green. Do you
Right.
really need a lawn in the first place?
Well, most everyone who lives here came from the Midwest or the East Coast, and it was all lush and green, and that's what Vegas was 20 years ago.
It was lush and green.
Sure, sure.
The city assigns watering days to control usage and also encourages xeriscaping, a landscaping style focused on drought-resistant plants and efficient irrigation. And if you don't get with the program, there's a hole out there in the desert for you, Dad. Okay, not really. You get like a notice pinned to your door or something.
But some people, they want the lawn.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
And they can have it, just don't water on the wrong days.
How critical is it?
Very. I mean, there's no snow on the Western Sierra, so we don't get any continued flow into the Colorado dumping into Lake Mead.
Right.
So unless something drastically changes, which there is no foreseeable relief in the near future, but gotta stay positive.
For the first 30, 40 years of the development of a town, you just couldn't conceive of what was ahead. What we had, whatever was, the newest thing that was happening, was so spectacular and wonderful, and oh my gosh, we've reached a new eastern edge, or western, northern edge. The odds are slim to zero that we're going to extend to yet a further horizon. It was inconceivable. So there's the thing. So what does the desert do? It exceeds our ambition.
In Vegas, nothing is permanent. It constantly eats itself, tears down, builds up, expands according to no known or easily understood plan. An organic thing, responding to the dark dreams of the American subconscious. Come frolic. Live like Caesar, or make money off those who do. Drop a few moist bills at a gas station slot. See the full spectrum of human folly and commit some follies of your own.